Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sibwoga TV, which is the home of politics. Today I want to have a critical analysis about the speech that James Orengo actually made when Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka feasted to Bondo this week. And when Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka had that visit to Bondo, it was James Orengo who welcomed Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to Bondo with Mama Ida Odinga. And this visitation has actually been talked so much in online because people believe that it has a political significance. And that is why it is actually attracting huge reactions in online media. And in specific, people are talking about James Orengo, who received Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And that is why most of you have asked me to dissect and to analyze the speech of James Orengo so that I can be able to bring it out, what that speech was all about and what did it meant for William Samoei Arap Ruto and to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And that is what I want to do. But before I dive in and try to dissect all that, I could request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like. And whenever you subscribe to this YouTube channel, always make sure to hit the notification bell, because once you do that, you have given YouTube permission so that you can get notified to watch any political content that we upload into YouTube. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel and they always keep watching our videos, I will never become tired to say thank you, because you are behind our inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. And lastly, please give this video a like. Having said all that, I would like you to listen to this speech that James Orengo made when he received Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to mourn his friend, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Please listen to the speech because it will form the basis of our discussion. Please listen to this.
In many meetings where people were discussing about who is going to be the candidate, and three times, Kalonzo has said, nakuachia wewe ndugu yangu Raila. In 2013, in 2017, and in 2022, where he said, I don't even need a position. If there's a principled man in Kenya, like Raila Amolo Odinga, is Kalonzo Musyoka. I also want to say this again about Kalonzo Musyoka. This guy has been a vice president. You know, power must be controlled. Ukiona watu wanakimbilia power, ati akiona uzito ya state, wanafikiria wamefika. Those are people who are going to destroy this country. Power must be controlled. That's why Raila fought for a new constitution to oversight any government in power. So I want to see anybody in Kenya today who can say he loved Raila more than Kalonzo. I want to see. I want to see. The second thing I want to say, Mama Ida Odinga yesterday, I don't know whether he was expecting a guest of such a texture to come today. Ya kwamba hii kitu ya kusema huyu ametoka Bondo, huyu anatoka Imbo, huyu ametoka Ukambani. I don't want to hear about that because that is not the way to build a one Kenya. And today nearly a representation of all Kenya is here. That is what Ida was.
After listening to that speech, for me, I can get several things from it. The first thing I can get from that speech is that James Orengo is still up to date, not very happy about the broad-based government, and more in particular to the way William Samoei Arap Ruto is actually taking this nation or governing this nation. And that is why from that speech, James Orengo is actually telling people who run to be in government without actually having a plan that sometimes people want to feel power, which they cannot be able to control. Because for you to be a good leader, then once you get power, you must control that power or use that power in the way that can benefit the people of this nation. And he said that people who have been getting the power of this nation, most of them, they just want to get power. And that is why they always destroy the future of this nation, which many people feel that Kenya should have reached very far by now if the leaders could actually use the power they always get in a positive way. That is the first thing I actually got from James Orengo. Second, the person who was called to receive Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka actually was James Agre Orengo. And by that, it speaks volume. Because why could James Orengo be called to receive Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? One, because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka seems to be favored by James Agre Orengo. And from the speech of James Agre Orengo, he said that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is a very good man. A man who actually supported the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga 3 times without expecting much. He said that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka had put away his political ambition 3 times in 2013, in 2017, and again in 2022, where he even never got any better position. Because if you can remember, in 2022, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka actually was, in other words, humiliated in nature, because there was an interview that was made by Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga to interview Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And after that, it was Martha Karua who became the running mate of Baba. But Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, with all that kind of humiliation, he actually stuck with Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And that is why James Orengo had to say that that is the man who many people must look through. That is the man who was a real friend to Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And from that alone, you can say that the way His Excellency James Agre Orengo messaged, packaged Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, it really implied that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can be the man who the Luo Nation have to look up to. And this has raised a lot of questions about the future of politics in the Luo Nation and the direction of James Orengo politics towards 2027. Because from that speech, when people have said that James Agre Orengo is actually going to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and probably if the coalition which voted for Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in 2022 comes together, then there is an agreement which might be reached that now James Agre Orengo might be the running mate of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That is another thing which you can get from that speech, that James Agre Orengo is preparing himself to be the running mate, probably, of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And also, in that visitation of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the opponents of William Samoei Arap Ruto in the ODM fraternity, they were missing in that. Gladys Wanga was not present. Opiyo Wandayi was not present. Even the leader of ODM, the interim leader, Oburu Oginga Odinga, was not present. And this has actually made ODM to be probably in two camps, that we have an ODM which is supporting the government, and we have an ODM which doesn't agree with the government. And probably that side which doesn't agree with William Samoei Arap Ruto, that side, there is that indication that it might fall back and support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So that was what I was capable to get from the speech of James Agre Orengo when he was the one to welcome Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in Bondo after going to mourn to his wrong ally, the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And for your own way of looking at things, what were you capable to pick from that speech of James Agre Orengo? Please, I would like you to drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends. And if they are lovers of politics, then it's good to request them for us to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, always make sure to hit the notification bell, because once you hit the notification bell, it means you you have given YouTube permission so that you can get notified to watch any political content that we upload into YouTube. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel and they always keep watching our videos, I say thank you, because you really give us the inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. And by doing all this, actually, it doesn't cost you anything. And with all those remarks, let me say goodbye until we meet in our next political discussion.